Let me give you a hypothetical situation.
Go
So
ahead.
our friend House Phone here, and this is not hypothetical, this is a real life situation. He was talking to a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't hypothetical. Okay.
And he was asking her to hang out.
Yeah.
Trying to get in the cheeks.
Yeah.
And she responded
Allegedly.
with basically a price sheet of what it costs to spend time with her. Had the overnight price, had the half hour price, had the hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever the fuck it was.
Okay.
And we were all talking about it in the group chat. And to us, it was kind of like an immediate, like, oh, this bitch is tripping, etc. But then he's like sending some pictures of her, and we're all kind of like, well, shit. You know, $500 is $500. I mean, shit, that might not
That
be
was probably the cheapest option.
Yeah, I think it was like a half hour. It might have been 500 or something.
For the GFE.
It was definitely like
Yeah.
$2,000 to spend the night or something, I think.
It might have been more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. So was the question?
What would be your advice to a young man like House Phone when put in that position? Where do you think he should have invested in her vagina? Do you think that he should have ran for the hills? Like, what? I haven't been on the dating
Who
market
says you're
for a
investing
while.
in her vagina?
Well,
You're investing in you.
his meat going into the vagina. Right?
You want to bust a nut? Bust a nut. You have. Do you have that cash loose? Can you afford that? Then whatever the hell you want, whatever. It's too. Wait. In this era of hashtag I as well, we're gonna talk about two consenting adults doing whatever the hell they want, and they put a little money on that. I don't care. It's two consenting adults. You know what you want. She knows what she wants to give. And then everything goes well. It's a transaction at this point. I don't care. You have the money for it. Go.
That to me is I don't think anyone's questioning that it's moral, that it's okay for two people to, engage in this transaction.
Cool.
Although it is illegal.
Depending where you are, but yes,
Right.
absolutely.
But I don't think there's anything morally wrong with two people agreeing on a service being traded for a fair price. But at the same time, to a young man like Lil House Phone, I would not necessarily recommend that to most people. Now, maybe he's at a point in his life where he's got enough expendable income that if he wants to spend $500 on a hand job, that's just where he's at in his life.
How old are you?
28.
Is that young? Because when I hear you talking, you said that young men like, I'm talking about 16, 17, 18, 28.
If you're 16 and you're paying for hand jobs and inadvertently turning these women into pedophiles, that's fire.
But
Good on you.
What I mean by that is just, if you got the money for that, I'm not going to push you to do it. I'm not going to be like, yo, vote hookers. I'm not going to do that. But, I mean, I don't care.
I'm invested into Bitcoin, Ethereum, NFTs. I still haven't plunged into the prostitute market.
That would make you a penny.
Never, ever in life?
Oh, no, one time. Couple
Where
times,
were you?
maybe. I was in China.
Okay, I feel like that's different, though. I always hear these
I felt like I was
stories.
on a different planet, so it was kind of like, whatever, I'll try out this. It was weird, though. They were using, like, wet wipes there, like, to clean off your nipple, and then they suck your nipple. I'm, like, looking at them like, I don't want you to do that. Like,
Do they use like a nipple condom?
no, but they're like, they put a condom on your dick, and they're sucking your dick through a condom. It's like, why the fuck am I doing this? This is so stupid.
I don't know. The feeling, I don't know.
You're not invested? You don't take part?
In what?
You're apparently in a relationship. So,
Yes, I am.
But you don't, you're not a fan of the
No,
prostitute thing on a personal level?
No.
You never invested, even earlier in your life?
No. I got some friends that do that. I got some people that know that do that, but no.
It could be a nice way to just meet someone. Spend a little time around them.
Yeah, you start off as a customer and then you like build a real relationship with them.
Wouldn't that be kind of like the best way to get into a relationship is by paying them for sex?
It's kind of the ultimate love story.
It happened to a couple of people.
It's the oldest love story in the world.
It happened to a couple of people, but it's not likely to happen. But whatever. Yeah. Also, how people perceive that kind of word.
Well, okay. I used to know these motorcycle dudes, right? They're like pro motocross guys. So they're
Right.
traveling all over the fucking world,
Yeah.
and they're pretty badass party animal dudes, but they, they show up in Australia, and this is like the 90s, so they don't have a bunch of girls lined up to hang out with off Instagram. They're just showing up, and what do they want to do? They want to fucking snort cocaine, drink whiskey, and fuck women. So what do? They get some prostitutes. The prostitutes are all tapped in with all the other crazy chicks in town. By day 2, they're like, oh, we're not paying anymore. We're just partying with these girls and just doing hella drugs with them. And I was like, oh, That makes sense to me. I could see it as being like a nice,
You're not
a nice inroad into hanging out with sketchy fucking women.
Yeah, I don't think you're paying. I don't think you're That's just a me talking. Right?
These are some alphas.
But I don't think when you're paying for a prostitute, you're paying for the pussy. You're paying for her to get the fuck out and leave you alone.
The convenience.
The convenience. You're paying for not having trouble. You're paying for not dropping in your DM. You're paying for not sending the police if you stop DMing her. You're paying for a bunch of, you know what I mean? Maybe you're
That happened to him, yeah.
I'm just saying.
That was one of the craziest experiences of my life.
That's pretty crazy. That you stop talking to her and then she sends the popo.
I will say that you are putting together quite a sales pitch for investing in prostitution, because when I hear you describe it that way, it's kind of almost like, wow, like the idea of a woman coming over and having sex with you for free is almost as crazy as like, you know, going to a restaurant and having food for free. Like,
It's just I don't see it. It's just that it's not a big deal to me.
yeah.
Right? It's not a big deal to me. And if you think like a sex worker is gonna use her body, she uses her body for work, and you don't think like someone that mines coal doesn't use his body to get his money. I mean,
I think it's so controversial though, because people find the idea kind of depressing of people like just not being in regular relationships anymore, and maybe just, you know, spending money on prostitutes for the rest of their life.
It was depressing back then. People
Right.
were in a relationship and they didn't love each other, and it was stuck.
Yeah.
Women didn't leave because they didn't work, so they would be miserable. That's not better.
What about government issued prostitutes for incels?
Incels, people with disabilities. What's the problem?
All the Fresh and Fit
We
fans. Just kidding.
like we know.
Just kidding.
No, too
You
late.
get a hooker.
No,
You get a hooker.
No. You can't backtrack now. No, boo boo.
I don't think they have a more incel audience than, you know, me or anyone else.
I
Right?
got a P, BRB.
That's a lot of initials right there. PBRB.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and Red Bull.
Ew.
Hey, I'm a comedian now.
But I wouldn't care. Like, it's not a thing. People make it out of thing. Oh, it's a good thing. I don't think. They want respect, and that's the thing. The thing was not even what we disputed. Was like, you know what? That's the thing, and that's where we call them frauds. Is where you telling a bunch of people, like you're doing these seminars, telling these men not to use that, but you use it.
But what do you think of his defense, where he said that he was just using that platform to meet more women?
Listen, the thing is, you cannot have exchange for sex, but you invite girls on your platform for clout if they have sex with you. If that's not the definition of having sex for something else, that's what it is. It's the same thing. You replace money with clout. It's the same thing. It's the same.
It's weird how that's
thing.
legal.
It's just that we have a weird relationship with sex, and that's a big problem. That's a big problem with all of this. We have a weird ass relationship with sex. As long as it's sex, oh yeah, we're not gonna do it. We're not. Now there's a problem.
If it was illegal to trade sex for clout, then every rapper in the world would be in jail.
You know,